Hanging out, buddy. Alright, before we set out on an adventure to go explore the lore of this game, how about we take a look at dressing up? Yeah, Danger Man, but I think a lot of people are AFK just because the chat is not nearly as bustling as it was when I left. What kind of look are we going for today? I really like the Charred Hunter garb. It looks really cool. But the Butcher garb actually looks really cool. Except the hat looks stupid. the mat. Yeah. No. Would the orphan have anything to do with the umbilical cords the church has? Yes, I would agree with that. I would say that the orphan's umbilical cord was taken by Bergenworth. And then I would say student gear would be topical. I would say the orphan's umbilical cord was taken by Bergenworth. And that it was used to create Rom. And then Yosefka took it. Or fake imposter Yosefka took it. And that is the cord that we recover from her if we kill her after the blood moon has risen. Student gear would be kind of topical. What would work well with this? We could just have, nah, that looks stupid. What's the connection between Kos and the Lumenwood? What is the Lumenwood? The Lumenwood is Lumenwoods are kin of the cosmos that the Healing Church in its formative era was experimenting with. Eventually, they would move away from the Lumenwoods and towards the Celestials, because that avenue of research would explain more, would make more sense, at least. I think the cord we find in the abandoned workshop is from the Orphan of Kos, or from Kos herself. That's possible, but I think it's more likely that the one we recover from Yosefka is from the Orphan and Kos. But it's certainly possible. I just think it's more likely that the one we get from Yosefka is that one. And we need a hat. Just a hat. No. Knight's wig. That looks kind of stupid. Yeah, there we go. Now we're chilling. That works. In the old Hunter trailer, it's confirmed Gehrman was walking... oh my god, too many words. I assume that the are 1/3 umbilical cords. They are not 1/3 of an umbilical cord. It's not like it's 1/3 of a single umbilical cord. That's not how it works. They're I refer to them as cord of the eye just because it's a better way to describe it and it causes less confusion. I think Blade of Mercy kind of works for this sort of look we've got going. I don't like that hat. It sticks out too much. That works. Blade of Mercy kind of works for this look we've got going here. The church pick I've actually been wanting to experiment with because it's really good, strong. And it's got a really good moveset. In the trailer, old Gehrman is wandering around fishing Howlet. Well, first of all, it's a fucking trailer. It's not actually from the game. And I think that's just meant to imply that Gehrman was at the fishing hamlet at one point in time. Which is how I certainly imply it. Or how I infer, how I interpret it. That's the word I'm looking for. The Rosmarinus, definitely, yeah. Oh. Ludwig's might work out, okay. Here. Although the problem with the Rosmarinus is that when you switch to a two-handed, it gets on your back and it looks stupid. Let's see. I think, I think that we will go with definitely the Holy Moonlight Sport on one end. So we've got like swing, so we can do like swang, swing, swing. Definitely gonna go with that. And then the Tonitrus kind of works actually for this. And then we can have. I mean, I need to parry it with something, so. We could just use the Omnicolor arm. There we go. Now we're fucking exploring the cosmos. Did you see the discussion about the slugs in the fishing hamlet looking like small version of what slugs in particular are you talking about? Because there's a lot of slugs in Bloodborne. The ones littered all across the floor, you're gonna have to be more specific. There's a lot of slugs in Bloodborne. I don't know exactly. Off the top of my head, I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, let's go whip the fuck out of some beasts. And in our offhand, I guess we'll just have the fucking, I don't know, church cannon. Why the fuck not? Alright, boys, what are we off to today? Let's make a chalice dungeon. I actually gotta clean these up. Way too many of these. One lore question, are silver bullets used in universe as usual firearms bullets useless against the beasts and kind? No. So what is used in Bloodborne, what they use to operate firearms is quicksilver, which is fused with the wielder's own blood. It's not that bullets are useless against the beasts, because we see people using normal bullets, but if we... the description of the quicksilver states, yeah, ordinary bullets have no effect on beasts, and so quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood must be employed. So the implication is that, not that it has no effect on beasts, but that, like, quicksilver bullets, like, because they're infused with blood tinge, they are very effective against beasts, whereas normal bullets, not so much. Like, it's not like, you know, beasts absorb bullets, but... I think a better way to think of it would be that, like, quicksilver is more effective than just regular bullets against beasts. Let's see. Well, I wonder what the effect of modern anti-tank weapons would be on bosses. It would probably blow them the fuck up, if I had to venture a guess. You beat the Orphan of Cause? Congrats, dude. Good job. you think Lauren is before Thumaru or connected to Thumaru? I think that Lauren is connected. Yeah, you should kill the spirit. I think that Lauren was a part of Thumaru. Happy New Year, my Austrian friend. But yes, you should kill the spirit. All right. Let's explore some is. Well, you know what? Since we're going to be in the Chalice dungeons, I feel like Tomb Prospector garb fits pretty well. Effectively destroying all of the time we spent on Fashion Board. Praetor's Testament now. Yeah. Fucking awesome. Alright, let's go fuck some beasts. Or can, rather, since we're in ice. I like how the messengers light lanterns here. And here we have the same statue from the Hunter's Dream. It's everywhere in the Chalice dungeons. Really, bro? And that's why the Beast Cutter is the best fucking weapon ever. What? Fuck off. You know what? No. I'm not taking that shit. I'm not taking that shit from anyone. We have any idea of what came before Thumaru? Nope, but that's sort of the point. And sort of the conclusion I come to is that this has been going on for a very, very long time, well before Thumaru. And that Thumaru is just one of many cycles. Which is something that Miyazaki is very into. The cyclical nature of human hubris causing the tragedies of the past to occur over and over again, because because human beings are creatures full of hubris. That right there actually is really interesting, that little teleportation thing. How the messengers sort of pull you down, drag you away, put you in a different place. I don't know why I keep climbing this ladder. Wonder if we can get a good look at Is it possible that Thumaru and Lauren are related in the way that Sparta and Athens were in ancient Greece? I think there's some pretty significant evidence that shows that Lauren was a part of Thumaru, considering that... Shut the fuck up, son. Considering that the bell ringers are there, and that Mergo's Loft is there. And the fact that Mergo's Loft is in Lauren is pretty significant, because it would seem to imply that that was the place of Mergo's attempted birth, which would not be very likely if Lauren was not a part of Thumaru. Happy New Year, son. Ew. Gross. The ones in here are bigger than the ones in Upper Cathedral Ward, the ones in Ice. Which is interesting. But I guess you might be able to conclude that that's from them being so much older. Brain sucker here. Is the Mergo's Loft building from Lauren? It's from Lauren, because the Nightmare Frontier is, or at least it appears to be a reflection of Lauren, which would lead us to come to the conclusion that Mergo's Loft takes place within Lauren, and that it exists within Lauren. Trying to get a look at that symbol that shows up. The way Lauren is described makes it seem more contemporary to Yharnam. What makes you think that? What makes you think that that Lauren is more contemporary than to Yharnam than Thumaru was? I'd be curious, because I think that would actually... Yeah, that symbol did kind of look like Metamorphosis, didn't it? Let's go take another look, actually, real quick. See if we can get another look at it. Alright, keep your eyes peeled, boys. Huh. It's not Metamorphosis. It actually kind of looks like Guidance. Doesn't it? A little bit. There are trace remains of medical procedures in parts of ailing Lauren. Whether the... Oh, no... Some have made the dreaded extrapolation that Yharnam may be next. Well, it certainly might be. I don't see how. I don't know. I don't see how that seems to insinuate anything. Let's get another look at that. So everybody take a look at the guidance rune real quick. Alright, I want everybody to remember this shit. Just burn that shit into your minds, okay? Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. Does it look like the extra rune symbol that we see on the clock? No, it's not. I think the distance between Lauren and Thumaru Yarnum in the Nightmare is just grouped together for convenience. I don't know. I don't know. I think that it doesn't make sense if Lauren was not part of Yarnum. I don't... Then I fail to see how any of the stuff we find in Lauren would make sense as related to the Thumerian chalices. But you could certainly... I guess you could certainly make an argument for it. It also kind of looks like Beast, but with only like 3 claws. Let's try and get another look at it. It really does look like Guidance. Use a blue elixir? Do you get to see the rune if you use a blue elixir? Let's try out. I don't know. I've never tried it. What do you make of the corpses that are strung up like the Hunter's Mark? Do you think they're warnings aimed at hunters? I think it's symbolic. I think that the that crucifixion in Bloodborne is a very symbolic gesture. You might see through yourself. Oh, that's a good point. But that's not really the problem. The problem is that we just don't have the time to really get a good close look at it. Yeah, it really does look like Guidance to me, which is curious. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but definitely something interesting. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of cool. Oh, wrong way. Here we go. Are the little sprites messengers? I doubt it. I'd say, the little sprites, are either... hang on, let me see if I can... Congo Secrets apparently has a screenshot of it. I'm going to see if I can load this on my phone. .com/E0YOMLF. Page not found. RIP. E0YOMLF. Right? Page not found. RIP. Oh well. Yeah, I would agree with that, Danger Man. That the messengers are the ones that teleport you. Hey, Bruce Lindsay, thanks a lot, dude. I can't... the fact that people are donating to me actually is insane. I never... that's not what I expected. And, it's actually really shocking to me. A lot of... Oh, I wasn't capitalizing, you're right. A lot of people, while I get this working, a lot of people, in my last video, I mentioned that I had no plans to make a Patreon account because I didn't want people to feel obligated to donate to me. You know this stream is genuinely boring? Yeah, dude. That's cool, man. Yeah, it does kind of look like Guidance. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I think this stream is pretty boring, too. Nah, guys, you don't have to... What the fuck? Yo, that dude is entitled to his own opinion of my boring stream. I would actually agree with him that this stream is super boring, but people wanted to watch it, so... Alright, or whatever. Shut up, bitch. Oh my god, the R1 is real. Wow, nice. I love you too, Pwid. What's up, Aegon? How you doing, buddy? Oh, whoa! Whoa, not necessary. Not necessary. Guys, it's okay. You don't have to defend me. Trust me, it's fine. I'm a big boy, okay? I can take it when somebody says they don't like my shit. I'm a big boy. I had some pizza again. These guys are really weird. The Keeper hunting dogs. Because we see that they've started to develop horns, which looks kind of like the Cleric Beast horns, and the fact that they breathe fire is interesting. And like a lot of people have noted, the relationship between fire and beasts is pretty interesting. Yeah, this is the ice challenge. Or is chalice. Is? Yeah, is. It's pronounced is. This is the is chalice. What the fuck? No, don't pray. The Marians control and have tamed fire. Yeah, but like, something you have to remember is that there's no such thing as magic in Bloodborne. Magic doesn't exist in Bloodborne. It's not a thing. There is no magic in Bloodborne, so you can't just say like they tamed fire through magic. That's not how the game works. It's much easier in a game like Dark Souls to say like, well, you know, they gained control over pyromancy through the magic of the first flame. Whereas, you know, it's a lot harder in Bloodborne to make these connections as to why something would have the function that it has. I haven't done this chalice in so long, I don't remember where to go. Alright, Aegon, if you want to come that badly. There you go, buddy. Poison knives. They look like quadrupedal beast-possessed souls. They look very similar to the beast-possessed souls, yeah. I think saying they... Oh my god. I think saying that they're young ones... That they're... I think saying that they're young... Something doesn't really make sense. I think it's more like they're a different... I think they're both... I think they're definitely related, but I don't think it's like... Baby... I don't think it's like that the Keeper hunting dogs are just baby-possessed souls. Or baby beast-possessed souls. That wouldn't explain why BPS fights the Ash Hunter? What's BPS? Am I stupid? I feel like I'm stupid and I'm missing an obvious acronym. Oh, that's all. Oh well. Boring ass. Boring. What is BPS? I feel like that's a super obvious acronym that I'm just missing. How the fuck do I get out of here again? I forgot. Oh, beast possessed soul. Ha 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 ha. Alright. Beckoning bells attract messengers? Sure, why not? I mean, me personally, I don't even consider the beckoning bells to have anything to do. But you can have your own interpretation of how the online function of the game works. Me personally, I choose to refute it, in a manner of speaking. Oh my god. You look down for 2 seconds, and you got a proboscis in your brain. Thanks. Oh, nice. What should we use to kill this guy with? What should we kill this guy with? I feel like... Kirkhammer? Let's do it with the Kirkhammer. I'm not trying to speedrun, guys. I'm just killing stuff. Oh, there's no gems in this. Let's see. Stake driver? Fuck yeah. Let's do it. BAM! Love that shit. I don't even have good gems on the stake driver. That already does a lot of damage. Fucking mind flares. Fuck off. He's trying to look at my gems. This guy's not being very polite to me right now. Thrust rules against these guys. Also, just any weapon rules against these guys because... you know, it's not like they're very difficult enemies. Come on. Stagger, you fuck. Oh my god. Ah, you bitch. Alright, should we just kill it? I feel like we should just kill it. I'm getting kind of bored now. You know, it's kind of cool to take a look at it, actually. With the phantasm out, presumably. And if we look at the way it attacks... So if you... For anyone who's here at the beginning of the stream when we talked about... the Cosmo... You know what's... You know what I just noticed, actually? Is that he has one arm longer than the other. Right? Fuck, man. But look, he's got... His right arm is longer than his left arm, right? Or is that just a... No, that's definitely longer. Which is interesting, because that is a... that's a symptom of the Scourge, except the Brainsucker is quite clearly not affiliated with the Scourge at all. So that's kind of interesting. Should we just kill this guy now? I feel like we should just kill this guy now. I'm getting kind of bored of this. What should we kill him with? Tonitrus? Let's do it. Ah, fuck you. What level am I? I have no idea. 216? Wow, what a challenging boss fight, everyone. Let's see. That was quite the challenging boss fight, guys. My hands are shaking right now. Where's my beast cutter? Here it is. Let's try and get a good look at this guy. Yeah, is weird. Also only 5 fingers. Would make more sense if they had 6, but hey, whatever. It's more like, I think the... Am I in the shared fixed channels? I fucking think so. There's people running around everywhere. So presumably I am. The kin are kind of like... It's kind of like the phantasm sticking out of it, so it's not really the person, so... It looks like this guy was actually infected with the Scourge before he became a brain sucker. Which is cool. It's like before that guy became a brain sucker, he was actually infected with the Scourge. Which is kind of cool. Where's the lamp? There it is. What do you think about the relationships between insight and beasthood? I think it's pretty straightforward. The more insight you have, the less you are like a beast. You're cleansing yourself of beastly stupidity, so to speak. That's the way that Mikolash puts it. And that's the way that the false Yosefka puts it, too. Something special? I don't think it's anything in particular. I think that having one arm longer than the other is specifically a symptom of the Scourge. What's my favorite weapon? Ooh. That's a tough one. I really like the Beast Cutter, I'm not gonna lie. I love the fucking Beast Cutter. I'm in love with this thing, man. And in terms of design, I think that the Bloodletter is really cool. Sedatives. How fitting. When did the mods come out for Fallout 4? They're probably already out, right? I can't imagine a Bethesda game would go more than 3 seconds without getting mods for it. Are there any more, you fuckers? Yeah. Bazinga! Let's see. Oh, for the PS4 version? Oh, I have no idea. I think if you buy a Bethesda game on a console, you deserve to fail. To be perfectly honest. Whoa. Oh shit. What's up? This must be Aegon. Where do you get the Beast Cutter? You get it in yeah, that's Aegon. You get it in the Hunter's Nightmare. What's up, Aegon? What's up, buddy? Alright. Bloodborne with modding tools? That would be interesting. Oh, and here is a bell. Very cool. You can see there's no clapper to it. It doesn't have a clapper. It has, it's just like a bell meant for striking. Which, if you saw my video on bells, I kind of go into that a little bit in a little bit more detail. And something just died, but I don't know what. I don't know if the enemies open the doors. I know they rush towards you, but I don't think they open the doors. I don't think the enemies can open doors. There's a Gravekeeper Scorpion. Super cool enemy. Yeah. Explodes into rapid poison. Very cool. Take a look at this guy. Just sort of sitting there. Is there a difference between fast and slow poison? Do they represent different things, do you think? No. That's kind of... not sure how to go over it, because, so poison is really interesting in Bloodborne. I think it's very cool. You think there was a Pthumerian remnant school of Mensis Pact? That's kind of a cool theory, but I just I don't see any evidence that points towards it. And that's kind of a lot of people send me their theories, and they always like super cool theories, and some of them are boring, but a lot of them are really interesting about how they have theories about Pax and about Mergo and Uden and the doll and all this. But the problem is that there's nothing backing it up, and like, as cool as your theory is, and like as interesting as it is to me, I'm really only interested in things that I can find direct links with in the game itself. That's sort of like the reason why I wrote the Pale Blood Hunt in the beginning, was because, like, I don't know how many of you guys were around at the very beginning of Bloodborne, but there were so many wild and crazy theories going on that didn't really have any basis in the game. They were just based on, well, wouldn't it be cool if this is what happened? Does Uden have some perverted fascination with Yharnam's bloodline? I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Because Uden is one of those figures that so many people love to just invoke as like Deus Ex Machina, and just say like, well, maybe it's Uden. But Uden is pretty much just an eldritch thing that sort of exists above everything else. And his motivations are really not something you can really comprehend. And I think that's why people try to comprehend him, because it's like, it's natural human curiosity is to see something that you don't understand, and to try and give it a grounded, understandable explanation. But you can't do that for Uden. Like, you just can't. Because he just exists above you. Do you know for sure where the hatch in Bergenworth goes? I have no idea where the hatch in Bergenworth goes. The kidnappers appear to be Pthumerian, but they might not be. Where the fuck is the lever in this place? I don't even remember. I haven't actually done the standard Ist Chalice in so long. I have no idea where the... Here we go. And, the problem with describing something as being Pthumerian is that when you think of something as being Pthumerian, when you think of a being as being Pthumerian, you have to understand that Pthumerians are not a different species from human beings. The reason that the Pthumerian... Oh, choir bell! Aww. The reason that the Pthumerians look that way is not because they're like an ancient alien race or something. It's because it's an effect of what was happening to them, which was they were nearing the Eldritch Truth. which means that this same kind of thing could happen to members of the Skullmothers. Because, for example, if we look at, for example, if we go back and we take a look at just these random dudes in here. The corpses didn't fat. No, so if we take a look at these random dudes in here, these were Pthumerians, like, also. These were also Pthumerians. And they're not particularly special looking. You know, they're just, like, dead bodies. So it's not like all the Pthumerians were super big and super strong, and so anything we see that is super big and super strong must therefore be a Pthumerian. It's more like their strength and their size came as sort of as a result of them achieving understanding of the Eldritch Truth. At least that's how I see it. That's how I see it as having happened. That hatch in Byrgenwerth, yeah, I don't know. People have made the point of pointing out that, or have made the, what's the word I'm looking for? Have made a point to identify the fact that the lecture hall in the Nightmare has no windows, which could imply that it's underground, and that would explain why the hatch is there, because it at one point went to the lecture hall, but that has since been transported to the Nightmare. I think that's an interesting idea when it comes to the lecture hall and that hatch. Okay. I fucking hate this place. There it is. Okay, here we go. The lecture hall has windows? I certainly could not find any when I took a look. Why am I bothering with this shit anyway? Why do I even care about this? Let's move on with the in-between parts. We have a celestial emissary. Makes sense why it would be here. Some Castlevania shit. Weapon at risk. Fuck. We need the burial blade. Cthulhu is not the most terrifying Great One in Lovecraftian lore. Cthulhu is actually a very minor figure in Lovecraft. Cthulhu is the most famous figure in Lovecraft's lore, but Cthulhu, as far as in terms of power or significance, Cthulhu is very insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Udin is much more similar to Azathoth. That would be a much more apt comparison. Because Udin is just an old one. He's not an outer god. He's just a monster, basically. He has been made much more important by Lovecraft's contemporaries, who went on to write the Cthulhu mythos. But Cthulhu, in at least for Lovecraft, was not a particularly important character. Figures like Nyarlathotep and Azathoth are much more significant figures. And also, you see a lot of similarities between Nyarlathotep and the Moon Presence as well. And yeah, Cthulhu is just a very iconic character, and Lovecraft's contemporaries expanded a lot on Cthulhu and delved more into that, and sort of made Cthulhu the central figure of their storytelling. Let's go get some more blood vials, I think, before we move on. Wow, I am having some trouble here. I am having some trouble here. Oh my god, no wonder I'm having some... Fucking Aegon! Fucking Aegon! God damn it. Alright, whatever, let's go. Pretty sure these guys have a lot of defense against Arcane, but whatever. Oh no, Aegon, come on. I didn't mean it like that, buddy. I didn't mean it like that, buddy. Aegon just... Rest in peace, Aegon. Alright, let's go get some more blood vials before we continue on. That's a very rare drop, blue elixirs. The fact that you get blue elixirs from Celestials indicates that that's probably where they come from. It's a very rare drop, but you can get them. Or rather, that's where the blue elixir comes from, not where the Celestials come from. It's harvested from Celestials in the Lumen Flower Gardens by the choir, supposedly.
Welcome. What is...
I'm actually leveling this character up now, which is something I never really did in the past. I was at like level 180 forever, just because I didn't really see a reason to level up. But with the DLC, because you know, like I play on New Game Plus 10,000 whatever, and I never really saw a reason to level up. I didn't really need it, but with the DLC, some of the fights in the DLC are pretty challenging. You remember me, DMC Redgrave. Wow, that's awesome. You're the guy who was saying the Chikage Hunter is Lawrence. Yeah, that was about 8 months ago. That was I wasn't suggesting it. I was saying it was a cool possibility, and that was a theory I posted about 8 or 9 months ago. I have since reversed my position on that, but I still think it's a cool idea.